This is an NBC News special report. Here's Kate Snow.
Good evening. We're coming on the air with breaking news about the manhunt for the suspect in last night's deadly shooting here in Monterey Park, California. 10 people were killed, 10 others were injured. Just moments ago, NBC News learned that authorities believe the suspect is dead. Police had tracked down a white van in nearby Torrance, California. It was believed to be connected to the shooting. Police surrounded that vehicle this afternoon. The man inside is now deceased. Last night's shooting rocked this predominantly Asian American community on what was supposed to be a night of celebration for the Lunar New Year. Steve Patterson is at the site of that standoff in Torrance, California. Steve, what have we learned?
Kate, this all ended here in Torrance. Police surrounding that vehicle. As you mentioned, this is a white vehicle that witnesses say matched the suspect vehicle that was seen at the scene of the crime on Saturday night. They surrounded the vehicle. They break in the vehicle. They find a man dead. Now NBC News Investigates is reporting that the death is from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Police still have to do the work of matching the identity using medical records to the actual suspect who apparently perpetrated those crimes on Saturday night. But this is one step closer to police determining exactly who this was and hopefully leading to a motive. Again, that suspect inside, or the person inside that white van, apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound upon authorities finding that van earlier today after an hours-long standoff here in Torrance. And remember, this is all after, obviously, that horrific night following what was supposed to be a beautiful day for the Asian American community, there in Monterey Park. This was a celebration of one of the largest Lunar New Year celebrations really in the country, especially here in Southern California. Thousands of people took to the street. But as that was breaking down, those gunshots rang out at about 10:20, and what followed was chaos. Police getting on scene, finding, again, 10 people dead, 10 more injured, some sustaining life-threatening injuries, others fortunately stable. But obviously, we're learning more about their conditions. And then moving on, 20 minutes later in Alhambra, another situation where a man tried to enter a similar style business with a weapon. That man, thankfully, disarmed, obviously, and police got their hands on that weapon. They've had the weapon ever since, and they're investigating that incident. But now what police are trying to do is match all of these incidents and line it up to what they found today. Again, another apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound of a person in that white van. This is what police are now investigating. This is where the investigation has led them. Kate?
Yeah. And Steve, it's a relief to some extent for this community that at least the threat is now over in this incident. But of course, as you say, 10 people lost, 10 more still fighting in hospitals. That's going to conclude this NBC News special report. We will have much more on NBC Nightly News on the West Coast and on your late local news everywhere else. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kate Snow reporting from Monterey Park, California. Good night.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.